Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Lake Branch Farms. It is a stormy, rainy, windy, flat out nasty day here in North Carolina today. And today is Sunday, March the 16th. Spring is just around the corner. I got up this morning, got in the truck to go to the store, and there was pollen on the windshield. So it's just about getting ready to bust loose around here. But today, we're going to be working on the inside for obvious reasons, but we are going to try and get some cucumbers in the grow bags today. You can see I got all this in a couple days ago. Got the irrigation set up, got the bags expanded. And we've got these cucumber plants here. They're sprawled out everywhere. And there's blooms all over. And there's cucumbers on them too. If you look real close, you can see right here. So, yeah, and the tendrils on them are starting to run everywhere. So, man, these things eat up the cucumbers. I didn't know there was that many on there. Look in there. But yeah, this variety here is called Excelsior, and it is a parthenocarpic and a genoecious variety, which means it has predominantly all female flowers, and it can pollinate itself. It doesn't need bees. So that cucumber plant right there could sit right there on that floor and put out cucumbers just nonstop, simply because it doesn't need any help. As long as we kept feeding it, it will keep going. I grew them outside last year in the main garden, and they did well. Um, and I grew a variety called Supremo also. And it's a monoecious, but it flat out just pumped out the cucumbers, man. But I couldn't get that variety this year. I don't know why. May have had a seed failure last year or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the Excelsior. It does pretty good too. But we're going to try to grow it on the inside this year as well as outside. But inside, we're going to grow it hydroponically. Outside, we'll grow it traditionally, in tongues out. But yeah, got a lot going on in here. Got a lot of tomatoes. Most of these, all of these are sun golds. Then I got some, I think those are all better boys. Then I got some heirloom varieties, patty pan squash. These are Geronimo. This is a hydroponic variety, and I need to clean them up. There's limbs everywhere in there, but that's the next variety that's going to go in here right beside these. And then I'm going to put a row of Sakuras on that side, which is a cherry tomato, a round red cherry tomato. So we'll have a row of cherry tomatoes, 2 rows of red round tomatoes, and a row of cucumbers in this tunnel right here, hopefully in the next week. I'm shooting to have it done before the end of next week, or the end of this week. So this house can be done. I can turn it over, automate this thing and call it good. And all I got to do is come in here and harvest. But we're going to get started on some trellising today, as well as getting those cucumbers planted. But I got to get these guys strung up. You can see how they're starting to lean, and they're starting to put on fruit too. They done broke some of the bamboo stakes, and they're just going in and out all over the place. So before they start putting on a good amount of fruit, and you can see they're eat up with blooms everywhere. And these are already pollinated. There's little tomatoes in there, and they're going to start getting heavy. They're going to start wanting to boil over, and they'll break themselves if we're not careful. So we're going to get started on that today. I got to get some bracing moved around. I'm going to get up here on the header for the door and make some clamps to get these rods here bracing the end walls. Because when we put the cables up, when we put that 12 gauge cable in and we put the turnbuckles on to tighten it down, it's going to want to pull the end walls inward. And I don't want to do that. That's why I'm going to use these 2 rods here, or these 2 top rails, to brace the end walls to keep them pushed out. So when we put tension on that cable, and when those tomatoes start pulling down on it, or them cucumber plants start pulling down on that cable, it doesn't want to pull the end walls inward. So yeah, that's going to be a project for today. We can't do anything outside, so we might as well work here, try to get this part of it done. That way I can spend the rest of the week putting tomahooks up. And I'm going to give you a shot of what a tomahawk looks like. I don't know if you guys have seen them before, but it's really just a metal hook with a bunch of twine wrapped around it. So you can take that thing and flip it and take some twine off of it every time you flip it, and you can drop that plant down. And that's what they call the lower and lean method. And that's what we're going to do for all of these tomatoes and these cucumbers in this greenhouse. All right, guys, look like we got a little break in the weather, so we're going to try to wrap this video up. I got one cable up. You can see how I got the turnbuckle here. Got the line wrapped around it, and it's pretty stinking tight. I mean, and we're probably going to have to adjust on it several times as we put weight on it to get the tension pulled out of it. But I like it. I mean, it's gonna do exactly what we need it to do. And I'm thinking that's the only line I'm gonna need over here, because that rod is lining up with this row here, that rod here is lining up. I'm going to take that brace there and move it over just a little bit so it catches in the middle. But I got some clips that I can put on these, and it'll hang down, and I can hook that hook into it, and I can use that as a trellis right there. So, yeah, right there in the middle of it. I got to tighten this a little bit and clean that up. But yeah, we're going to get ready to put some tomahawks on this thing and get ready to start trellising some tomatoes. And if we got time, we're going to get started on this row of cucumbers. All right, guys, so I figure I'll do one on video and then get to work, get down this row till I can get all of them trellis. Let's see, basically, tomahawk's got all the string. You just unwind, string off with a hook, and you can put it on, but you have to gauge it. We may have to cut and retie this hook on the bottom. Last year, these were used for in-ground tomatoes. Yeah, we'll have to adjust that. Let me get y'all down here. Basically, all I'm doing is gauging the clip that I put in the base, the amount of line, so it kind of keeps it tight. And all this is a landscape staple. And just come on the outside of it, push it down until it gets kind of tight. It ain't got to be, piano string tight, but push it in there, because what you're going to wind up doing is put some clips on this to support this plant. Man, it's got all kinds of suckers in there. I got to get in and sucker these things. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go through here and put some clips on the plant. That's kind of what we use. I know these have been through several seasons, and you'll usually be able to tell the ones that are really not going to be any good, because they'll be really brittle. I mean, they're in the sun all the time, so check them real good. Some of them's gonna break on me, I know, but I'm gonna check them real good and throw the ones away that are not going to be any good. But what I'm gonna do is come up this plant. We're gonna clean it up, get some of this unused foliage off of it. It doesn't need all this. What we want to do is keep about 12 to 13 sets of leaves on this plant, just so it can photosynthesize. But we're going to get all of these suckers off, because that's wasted energy that the plant doesn't need to be using to grow suckers. We got enough fruit on it already, so if this was a heirloom or a determinate, I would probably let them go, because they will produce flowers. But in these plants here, we are going to keep the suckers cut down and make sure that that plant can actually support itself or fend for itself and still be productive. So yeah, so we're gonna get the bamboo out of there. We're gonna start clamping. It might not be all the way on the bottom, but like right at this first node. That way the thickness of that plant actually will help it from sliding around. We're gonna go up here towards the top. We're gonna put another one. Gotta remember, we're gonna be laying these plants down later on and letting them continue up that string. So the less bushy that they are, the better it will be in the long run, because it won't have all that weight to move it around. Really, all we're concerned with is keeping fruit on these plants. We got a set of flowers here, we got a set of flowers here, and then we got a set of flowers coming on up here, and then we got another set at the very top. So it's going to be important here pretty soon to keep these things fertilized, really well, to be able to make all of that fruit go ahead and fill out and then produce. Got the first row trellised all the way down. Got everything cleaned up. That's the pile of suckers and limbs and all that crap. But yeah, everything's holding up pretty good. Still got the other side to do. I'm gonna go down through here and work on that side this afternoon. Doesn't look like we're gonna get some cucumbers put in today, but I will get them put in sometime this week, and I will video that. We'll do a middle of the week video with cucumbers. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna take me the rest of the day to get this other side. And really, the only thing that's going to be different is that we're going to be using, instead of using the wire, we're going to use the rod itself. And to do that, we put these clips here on it, so we got something to hook a Tomahawk through, and you're going to say, well, that looks like a shower curtain clamp. And you would be correct. That's what that is. And it fits an 1 3/8 top rail perfect. And you can still slide them. So, you can move them wherever you want to, and they'll basically hold up. Yeah, I'll be glad to have this behind us. I'm going to get this finished up today. But like I said, be looking for another video to come out in the middle of the week, and I will be putting those cucumbers in here, and we'll get the trellising up for those. That way you can see how that goes. Basically the same thing, same process. It's just going to be with cucumber vines, that's all. And as I was moving those cucumbers around, man, them things are flat loaded with cucumbers. They need to be trellised now to get that fruit up so it grows good and straight. And I'm not going to mess with them vines too much more, but look at some of them guys back up in there. I don't know if you can see. Cucumbers everywhere in there. So yeah, we are definitely behind the 8 ball on that. We need to get to working on that now. All right, guys, so I'm going to get off here, quit running my mouth, and get the rest of these tomatoes trellised. Got this one line to go, and it didn't take long. It might take me 30, 45 minutes. I don't know. Get this done before dark, and then moving on to the cucumbers tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. I'm not sure. But guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, reach over here and click that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you get notified every time we put out a video. And if you like this kind of content, make sure you hit the like button. And as always, guys, we appreciate you stopping by. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.